Aladdin. There was once a boy named Aladdin. After his father died, he and his mother had little money and never enough to eat. They had almost given up hope when a stranger knocked on their door. "Greetings," he said. "I'm Aladdin's long lost uncle, Abanazar. I've been away and only just heard the news of my poor brother. I've come to set Aladdin up in business." Aladdin and his mother were so relieved to hear this, they didn't think to question it, though neither had heard of Abanazar. In fact, he was a wicked magician who wanted a magic lamp, and had read in his book that only Aladdin could help him. He took Aladdin to a deserted patch of ground outside the city. "I have an errand for you," Abanazar said. He lit a fire, scattering powder as he murmured strange words. Aladdin couldn't believe his eyes as the ground shimmered and a trap door appeared. "There's a lamp down there," said Abanazar. "I want you to bring it to me. As a reward, you may have this." And he gave Aladdin a ring with a gleaming ruby. "Yes," he said to his uncle. He climbed down into a cave. It was dark and smelly and cold, and Aladdin didn't like it very much. But he crept further and soon found the lamp. As his eyes grew used to the darkness, he saw 4 rooms crammed with gold. Beyond them was a shining garden of trees, blossoming with glistening jewels. Quickly, he grabbed handfuls of treasure before hurrying back to the entrance. The moment he reappeared, Abanazar bellowed, "Where's my lamp?" "Please, may I come out?" said Aladdin, who didn't want to stay in the dark and murky cave. "You didn't find it," Abanazar yelled, and he slammed the door shut. Aladdin was terrified. Surely, this cruel man couldn't really be his uncle. Shivering in the dark, he rubbed his hands to keep them warm. He didn't realize he was also rubbing the ring. A man loomed out of the darkness, and Aladdin jumped back in shock. "I am the genie of the ring. Your wish is my command." "I want to go home," wailed Aladdin. In a flash, he found himself magically whisked back to his mother. She was thrilled with the jewels he'd brought, but she was not impressed with the lamp. "Dirty old thing," she said. "I'll sell it once I've cleaned it up." As she polished it, an enormous man appeared and announced, "I am the genie of the lamp. Your wish is my command." "Please give us food," Aladdin asked, laughing at his astonished mother. Instantly, a delicious feast was spread before them on solid silver plates. It lasted an entire week, and then Aladdin sold the plates in the market. With the money jingling in his pocket, he went for a stroll and saw the Sultan's beautiful daughter, who was out with her ladies in waiting. The two exchanged smiles, and Aladdin instantly fell in love. "I have to marry her," he told his mother. "But she's a princess. Mother, I love her. Will you take the jewels I've found to the Sultan as a gift?" Aladdin's mother hated to see him unhappy, so she showed the Sultan the jewels. "These are from my son who wishes to marry the princess," she said. The Sultan was thrilled. "Lovely. If he can produce 40 trays of gold carried by 80 servants dressed in silk and jewels, then my daughter is his." Aladdin rubbed his lamp, and instantly the genie conjured up a procession of glittering treasure and servants marching to the palace. Aladdin and the princess were married and lived happily in a magnificent palace built with the magic of the lamp. News of the wedding and Aladdin's wealth reached Abanazar, who plotted his revenge. One morning, when Aladdin had gone, Abanazar disguised himself as a merchant and walked up and down outside the palace. "New lamps for old," he called. "New for old." The princess heard him. "Aladdin has an old, dirty lamp," she thought, and handed Abanazar her husband's precious lamp. Laughing with glee, Abanazar summoned the genie and had him use magic to send the palace to a distant desert, with the princess still inside. There the princess was trapped, lonely and miserable, with only Abanazar for company. She longed for Aladdin. Aladdin was longing for her too. He had come home to find his wife and palace missing and was devastated. When he heard about the merchant, he guessed what must have happened. At once he summoned the genie of the ring. "Take me to the princess," Aladdin commanded. As he fell into his wife's arms, he whispered, "We must be free of Abanazar for good. Before he dines with you tonight, drop poison into his wine." The princess nodded. Secretly, she poured the poison, and by morning, Abanazar was dead. Aladdin grabbed his lamp and flew his wife, the palace, and himself back home. In time, Aladdin and the princess had a baby, and his mother became a proud grandmother. Aladdin became the sultan, and all lived happily ever after. As for the lamp and the ring, they were put away in a drawer and forgotten. Who knows? Someone might discover them again. The genies are waiting. The end.